Welcome to the Structural Analysis 2 video lecture. In this lecture, the effect of shortening of rib for two hinged arches topic will be discussed. This is lecture number 8. Is the effect of shortening of rib for a typical two hinged arch? The final analysis will be done based on horizontal thrust only, based on horizontal thrust. So if you read out the point, the first important point is the arch is made up of elastic material, shortening of ribs takes place. So what is rib generally? A rib in our skeleton is nothing but in the same manner the arch is also made of elastic material. So shortening of rib takes place. How the shortening of rib takes place in our body skeleton? So due to shortening of rib, the horizontal thrust developed will be shortened. The horizontal thrust developed will be shortened. That means the value of or the reaction of the horizontal thrust will be less when compared to the typical arch without yielding or without doing that. Next we have to find the horizontal thrust that is developed due to shortening of the rib. So due to the shortening of the rib, we have to find the horizontal thrust. The formula we have to find. We know that the cross section of the arch is developed is subjected to normal thrust also. So what is that? Typically in this figure, this is what that that indicates that cross section is developed is subjected to normal thrust. Normal thrust is also a reaction apart from horizontal thrust. We have horizontal thrust here and also at A, and also at A we have horizontal thrust. Apart from this horizontal thrust, we have to remember that there will be a normal thrust acting in the arch at any point. That is what it is mentioned as an important point. Next, coming to the study of arch. So this is an arch. This is an arch with A and B as hinges and C as crown, and at any point D we have taken point P or D. We have alpha. We have alpha as angle here. We have alpha as angle here. This is normal thrust, and at point D, what are the forces acting on point D can be studied here. So figure A shows the arch and figure B shows the forces at D. At this is point D. Here we have a normal thrust, a horizontal thrust, a vertical shear, and also a radial shear. Here we have 4 types of forces. Again I am repeating, this is normal shear, this is horizontal thrust, and this is vertical shear, and this is vertical shear, and this is radial shear. So figure A shows a typical 2 in the arch. Figure B shows the forces at point D. So referring to the above figures, the normal thrust is given as N is equal to V sin alpha plus H cos alpha. This is already studied previously. And we know M is equal to M dash minus H into Y. M is total arch movement and M dash is beam movement, and H into Y is nothing but the horizontal force into the vertical distance, that is horizontal thrust. Now considering strain energy due to bending and normal thrust, the strain energy is given by, this is basic equation. This is basic equation, and it is taught at the start of this lecture. In the starting videos you can see u is equal to integral m square ds by 2ei plus n square ds by 2ea. This is m due to the moment and this is n due to the force, normal thrust, right? If the support is unyielding, the horizontal displacement of the arch is 0. If it yields, what happens? If it yields, there will be no opposite horizontal thrust. If it is not yielding, or if it is unyielding, what happens? There will be a opposite force and the horizontal displacement of the arch will be 0. This is also clearly explained in the starting videos only. So for that we are writing du by dh is equal to 0 and integral m, and substituting in the place of u, d by dh of the strain energy u, d by dh of the strain energy u. So we are substituting integral of m dm by dh and ds by di, and integral of n dn by dh into ds by ea is equal to 0. And we know that dm by dh is equal to minus y, that is m is equal to h into y. So dm by dh is equal to minus y. From this we can say we have this m is equal to m dash minus h into y. If we do the differentiation dm by dh with respect to capital H, we get minus goes and directly we get minus y. So here, and dn by dh is equal to cos alpha, that is also we can do from the n equation. On substituting we get this m dash minus hy into minus y ds by ea plus the integral of v sin alpha plus h cos alpha into cos alpha ds by ea is equal to 0. And after the simplification, that is integration, this is what we get. This is the step we get. Students need to be careful while solving the integral formulas, these integrations. Unless practice, we cannot get these equations. And h is finally observed like this. So integral of m dash by ds by ea minus sin alpha cos alpha ds by ea by integral of y square ds by ea plus integral of cos square alpha ds by ea. So neglecting the effect of shear. So what is shear? V. V is nothing but shear here. We are neglecting the shear. Okay. After neglecting the shear, we get h is equal to integral of m dash y by d into ds by ea by integral of y square ds by ea plus integral of cos square alpha ds by ea. So at the crown alpha is equal to 0. If you look at the first equation, alpha will be 0 at the crown. If you see at the first arch which is shown in this video, so alpha will be 0. So area of cross section is small at the crown and large at the springing. However, we are assuming that the ratio of a and cos alpha is always constant and it is said to be am. And integral cos square alpha ds by a is equal to this, we can write it as cos alpha ds by e into am. That means this cos square alpha will be written as cos alpha into cos alpha. A by cos alpha can be written as am. So 2 times cos square alpha will become 1 times cos alpha ds by e into am. Next, so dx is equal to ds cos alpha, we know already. So this is converted as dx and the limits are given as 0 to L. That is equal to L by E into Am. Therefore, H is equal to integral of m dash y by ds by Ei by integral of y square ds by Ei plus L by E into Am. And next, if both yielding of supports and rip shortening are considered, if yielding and rip shortening are considered, so minus delta will be the extra one in the numerator. So here the circle, please see here, minus delta will be the extra one in the numerator. So the final horizontal thrust can be written as integral of m dash y ds by Ei by integral of y square ds by Ei plus L by Em plus L by Eam plus k. So here if you see, delta can be written as kh, delta can be written as kh. So by calculating this, so by simplifying this h into the LHS side, this will go to the numerator, to the denominator, and finally we get this as the output. H is equal to integral of m dash y by ds by m dash y ds by Ei by integral of y square ds by Ei plus L by E into Am plus k.